Hey everyone, Rajat here. So in my last video about JavaScript bundler, I taught you about JavaScript bundler's basics and this one bundler in particular, that is Webpack. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a React UI library using Webpack. So a UI library is a wonderful project that you can also list on your resume and call yourself a open source maintainer or a creator of a React library. So basically this library is going to contain several controls like buttons, circle, etc. But for the sake of this video, I will only show you how to create an example component that is going to be a button. Then later on, based on the knowledge you have acquired from this tutorial, you can add more components like a checkbox or a drop down to that library and keep on adding more stuff on your own. So I will just teach you the basics of maintaining a library using Webpack, and then you can go on your own route. Okay, so let's start with our library. So first of all, go to your terminal and create a new folder, UI lib. Okay, so this is going to be our project, and open this thing up in Visual Studio Code. So now is the time to structure our project. So if you haven't watched my earlier video about Webpack, I highly recommend that you should first go and watch that video out, because then only you will be able to understand what is happening here and how Webpack works, because I have broken down every single detail about Webpack basics in that particular video. So that video is highly recommended before continuing this video. Okay, so we have launched VS Code and we are going to maximize this editor window and let's create our project. So first of all, I'm going to hit Control tilde so as to open the inbuilt terminal, and over here I'm going to write yarn init y. So this will initialize a node package here. Okay, so I have got the package.json. So we are going to leave these things intact, and let's add Webpack and Webpack CLI right off the bat, because we are going to be bundling our library with Webpack. Okay, and this D sign indicates that it's going to be a dev dependency. In this project, we are also going to use TypeScript in order to create a robust component. TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript that is getting all the love from the developer community, and using TypeScript is highly recommended if you want to create some easy to maintain packages. Let's first of all create the basic structure. So we have got package.json along with the node modules, and inside this thing we have got our packages. So let's create the folder structure where we are going to contain the source code. So create a new folder over here and call it src, because Webpack by default is going to look into src, and over here you can create a new file, index.ts. .ts extension denotes or represent a TypeScript file, so we are going to use TypeScript. So first of all, create one more file over here, and that is going to be your main component file, button.tsx. So this tsx extension denotes the TypeScript file containing the JSX syntax. Okay, so over here we are going to write a really small component. Okay, so I assume that you already know React because you are watching a video about bundling React using Webpack. Okay, so we are just going to export a component that is going to be a functional component. Okay, it takes props, and from props we have extracted the title. Okay, and over here we are just returning a button. Okay, and the title goes here. So this is just a simple React component, that is a button component. Okay, so in this index file we are just going to export all the components we have in our library. So we are going to import button from the button module, and then we are going to export. Okay, so when I require this library, I will get all of these exported controls which I can later use in my project. We have to go to package.json and introduce a script which is going to compile our project using Webpack. So let's call it build, and this is going to be a command. So this will just invoke Webpack. So yarn build. So we have got some errors which we have to see. Can't resolve SRC. Okay, it cannot resolve SRC over here. The reason is that because this is .ts file, so Webpack cannot understand TS file. If it was a JS file, it would have readily discovered it, but since it's a TS file, we need some additional work. Okay, so let's now first of all install TypeScript. Again, it is going to be a developer dependency and a loader, TS loader. Then we can make Webpack understand TypeScript using the TS loader thing. Okay, now we have to create a configuration file so as to let us configure Webpack's configuration. So create new file and call it webpack.config.js. okay, over here, as we have seen in the earlier video, this is going to be the structure. We are going to create an entry point. It is going to be src index.ts and the output. So path is going to be path.resolve the current directory along with the distribution folder. It will be called dist. Then the file name. The file name is going to be index.js in this case, and then comes the loader part. So close. So I have demonstrated all of these steps in my earlier video, as I've already mentioned. So if dots are not connecting, make sure you watch that. So now here I'm going to put a rule which will instruct Webpack that when it finds some files with this .ts extension, it is going to use that loader. Okay, so let's create a new entry inside this rules array, and let's create the testing regex. So it is going to be tsx. So this will match both ts and tsx files. Okay, and then use loader ts loader. Okay, all right, so we can reattempt the building process. Okay, we have got an error. Path is not defined because we have forgotten to require the path built-in library. So it is complaining that files list in config file tsconfig is empty. So we have to first of all create tsconfig in order to use TypeScript in this project. So let's do that quickly. So go back to your package.json. Over here, create one more script that is going to be tsc. So this is the TypeScript compiler which is installed in your node modules. When you installed TypeScript, come down here and run yarn tsc and then init. So this will initialize a tsconfig.json file. Okay, over here uncomment this thing JSX because we are using React over here. So type React and you can look all the options that are available here. So we have to use React. So let's recompile it again. I'm just showing you all the errors so that you know why we are making certain settings. This is the very first error. Cannot find module React. So in this particular library, we are not going to bundle React. We will have this assumption that React will be installed in the project in which this library is going to be used. So React will be a peer dependency for this project. So a peer dependency is something which the target library does not have to install, but it assumes that it will be stored in the environment where this target library is going to be used. Okay, so inside this package.json we are going to mention the peer dependency, okay, and React and any version of React, or you can specify any particular version, but for the time being I'm just using any React version. So React is my peer dependency. Now we have to go back to our button, and over here we are using React, and it is complaining that it cannot find React because React is actually not installed. So we have to go back to config file, and over here we have to mention that React is going to be an external dependency, so it should not try to pass React. To do that we have to do thing like this. Okay, so this will instruct that as soon as you get to see this syntax, do not just try to pull in the code from the React library, because it is not going to be found. So let's quickly introduce a typing over here as well. So you can either create an interface button props, okay, and title is going to be of type string, and then this entire prop structure is going to be of type button props. So this is TypeScript. Now it will not complain. So let's try to recompile it. So let's go here, and it should be called externals, not external. That was the reason we were getting the error. And again, let's see what errors we are getting. Cannot find module React, or its type declaration. Okay, so we have to introduce the type declaration now. So what are type declarations? TypeScript basically need to know the types of any library you are using in your project. So here it does not really know whether React exports React or not, so we have to install the type declaration. So basically type declaration don't contain the actual code but the typings part. So it is more like a container which contains all the signatures of the functions. Okay, so again it is going to be installed as a dev dependency, types and React. As you can notice that squiggly underline went away. Let's rebuild this thing. Okay, so it says that it cannot resolve. So first of all, let's go back to our webpack config and address this thing mode. So just set the mode to production, otherwise it is going to complain every single time you are going to compile your code. Okay, set it to production so that we can focus on the actual errors or the issues. So as you can see, it is complaining about that it cannot resolve button. The reason being that Webpack is not able to identify the TypeScript file. In order for it to identify all the TypeScript files, like the files with .ts or tsx expansion or extensions, we have to provide one more thing in the Webpack configuration, and that is the resolve. So resolve is going to be an object, and over here you are going to write extensions, and this is going to be an array which contains all the extension your library is going to support or you want to compile. Okay, now it will be able to find the button file, which is a tsx file. Okay, so we have got our dist folder over here and the index file here, right? Let's use this library somewhere. So go back to your terminal, and over here first of all go a folder up and type in npx create react app UI lib test. Okay, so this is a simple React starter project which we are going to boot using the create react app, and in this project we are going to use this library which we have created. So that will show you the entire process of maintaining library and using it, so that you can at least test it on the local system that things are working fine before committing it to the upstream branch, or in simple speak, uploading the new code to the GitHub repository. So we have got our project. Let's move into the project directory and open it in VS Code so that we can edit the code. Okay, so let's open the terminal first of all and issue yarn start, so that will start the React project. So this is the sample React project. Inside the src folder you will have this file app.js. So app.js is going to contain your starter code. Okay, so from here clear everything and just have a div in place and any random string. Okay, remove all the necessary imports because we don't need that for the sake of our testing. And over here, I mean in this project, we require that libraries. Now in order to use the library we have created in this particular project, we have to go back to our library folder and issue this command yarn-link. So basically this will create a symlink to this repository and export this symlink into the bin folder of the yarn cache. Other projects can then use that particular symlink to use this library, okay, instead of relying on the distribution installed inside the node modules thing. Okay, you may want to read more on that. So now we want to use our own UI library in this React starter project. So we have already created the symlink. Okay, now is the time to use the symlink. So yarn link and then UI-lib is going to create a symlinked dependency. So now UI-lib is linked and now we can go back to our component and over here type import button from UI-lib. Okay, and let's try to use our button title demo. Okay, so let's see if this works. So it says cannot resolve UI-lib. Okay, so there are certain settings which we have to do. First of all, we have to go back to our package.json. Over here where it says main, we have to write dist.index.js, right, because that is going to be our main file. And we also have to create new property files, and over here we have to write dist. Okay, because this is the folder which we want to include in our final npm package that should be uploaded to the npm registry. Because if this distribution folder is not distributed along with the project, the end user is not going to find this index.js files, right? So we have to include this particular folder in the final build. Okay, so when you run npm pack, yarn pack and commands like that, it is going to create the final build and it will just include the files that are listed under this files array. Again, build the project and see if things work. It says that React is not defined. So in your UI library over here, you have to go back to this thing and type in library target. It is going to be of type UMD. This is a package format and you have to write it is going to be UI-lib. Okay, then export it. So these settings will export your library in a proper library format. Then let's go back and see if things worked out, and we have got a proper library because earlier it was not getting exported as a proper library. These two settings allow Webpack to export your library in a proper fashion. So this thing will provide the name and this thing will provide the format. And now we have our button which we can click. Now let's extend this tutorial a bit more and see how we can include CSS as well. So go back to the SRC folder, create one more file, button.css, and come back to button.tsx, and over here write class name and UI button. Okay, and then we are going to style it dot UI button. The padding is going to be 10 px. The background color is going to be blue violet, and the border radius is going to be 4 pixels, and we are also going to set the overstate. The background color in this particular case is going to be blue. Okay, so we are going to apply these styles to the button component. So over here type in import button.css. Now let's try to export it. Now here you will get the familiar error, that is you need an appropriate loader, because now it cannot understand these CSS files and what is going on over here. So Webpack cannot understand it. We need the appropriate loader in this case. So let's install the loader first of all. So the loader in this particular case, in order to load the CSS files, is this CSS loader. So again add it as a dev dependency, CSS loader. Go back to your Webpack file. Over here create one more rule, not over here but here. Create one more rule. The regex is going to be .css. Again that will be the end of the file name. Okay, so the trailing $, and use CSS loader. Okay, let's export this thing. So everything is exported now. If we reload things, we will notice that our styles are not actually applied on the component. Why is that? Because CSS loader basically creates a long string out of this particular CSS syntax and put it inside the exported JavaScript file, but it does not inject the styles into the DOM elements. So the DOM elements don't know how to use the styles. In order to do that, there is one more loader, and that loader is the style loader. So let's install the style loader. Okay, so the style loader is installed. Now over here we have to first apply the CSS loader, and then we have to apply the style loader on the results obtained from CSS loader. So in Webpack speak, if you want to do something like this, you have to do this: create an array and include in this fashion. So it happens, all the processing happens from right to left. So this loader will go first, and then the output of this loader will be fed to this loader. Okay, so this loader will trigger first and then this loader. So if there are 5 loaders, they are going to process from right to left. So let's again export this thing. Okay, so everything is exported now, and as we can see, our styles have been applied and we have successfully created a button component of our library. Now you can include a new file over here, a getignore file. Inside here you can write node modules, and this is a proper UI library which you can upload to npm registry, distribute it to other people, and then put it on your resume as well, that you are maintaining a React UI library. We have included one component, but you can add more components to this library, customize the way a user can provide extra CSS things or extra props to your component, and then sky is the limit. But now you know how to use Webpack to build a React library which uses TypeScript. Okay, so the intent of this tutorial was to simplify things for the newbies who are just diving into this Webpack land, because things are really complicated over here for the newbies at least. So the intent of this tutorial was to address the basics in a manner where one feels that he or she understands the bare minimum to at least create something reusable. In case you have any doubt or questions related to what we have learned today, make sure to shoot me a question in the Discord channel. The links are in the description or in the comment section. If you want to connect with me or ask me something, Twitter is also a good option. So I'm really active on Twitter, so make sure you follow me there, because I tweet out various tips and tricks related to software development on Twitter, and I also address your queries over Twitter. So make sure to follow any of the mentioned channels. So that is it for today, and I see you guys over in the next video. Bye.